Hamilton.
And I'm Benjamin Brown.
And like the griots of Africa, we are storytellers. Griots use stories to teach the lessons of life and to preserve the history of their people.
And sometimes listening to a story is like taking a little trip.
As we take you on our story trip today, we ask that you listen carefully and pay close attention to detail so that you can pass the story on to keep the history alive. So come, go with us. A seat for Rosa. One cold December morning after our break for school, Seiko and I were waiting for the bus to arrive. We were really excited because we would see all of our friends and find out what they did on their vacation.
It was the first day of school and we had to pick a seat on the bus that we could keep until summer vacation. I chose a seat in the aisle, close to the door.
After a few stops, I turned around to talk to Seiko. But the seat he was sitting in was empty. I looked out the window and I saw him running down the street.
I wanted to get as far away from that bus as I could.
When the bus stopped, I jumped off and ran after Seiko. Seiko, stop, what's wrong?
Oh, there was a kid on the bus and he was bullying me and giving me a hard time. And I didn't know what to do about it.
Before he could finish answering, the bus started pulling away. Come on, Seiko, we gotta go.
No, I don't want to ride on that bus.
But what? It's our bus. It's the only one we can ride.
You go ahead. I'm not in the mood for trouble.
The bus pulled away and left us standing there in the street. Seiko, you should have told the bus driver somebody was bothering you.
No, I don't want to be a snitch. Nobody likes a snitch.
Well, this little problem was quickly turning into a big mess. So Seiko went to see his Aunt Georgia, and she told him a story about a person named Rosa Parks to help him solve his problem. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. My soul is anchored in the moon. I went to catch my bus home after work, and I was very tired. Most folks say that not only was I tired, but my feet were hurting too from standing up all day. But little did they know, I was tired of more than that.
What else were you tired of?
Well, I was tired of being treated bad. I was an American citizen, and I couldn't go where I wanted to. I couldn't vote like others could. I couldn't live where I wanted to live. I couldn't go to the best schools like others did. None of the black people in Alabama could.
Well, why, Miss Parks? Why? That's wrong.
I know. Now, you see, the rules for getting on the bus for us were to pay at the front door, get off, and then re-enter through the back door to find a seat. Now, bus drivers often drove off and left us standing there even after we had paid our fare.
Oh, no.
When white people got on the bus, we would have to move back in our seats in the colored section to make room. You see, black people couldn't sit in the same row with a white person. We could not even sit across the aisle from a white person.
Well, why, Mrs. Parks? Why?
Because some people wanted to keep the races apart. They called it racial segregation.
That's really mean.
Yes, it is, and it made us feel really bad, and we didn't want to take it any longer.
Well, what happened when you got on the bus, Mrs. Parks?
Well, there were empty seats in the colored section, so I sat down in the first row. After a few stops, the bus was full. Then a white man got on. The bus driver turned toward the colored section and shouted,
"Hey, let me have those seats."
I did not feel that it was right for a woman to get up and give her seat to a man. White women didn't have to do that. And besides, everybody paid the same amount to ride the bus.
Well, why didn't you tell the bus driver you were sitting in the right place?
He knew I was in the right place. But then more whites got on the bus. The bus driver shouted towards the passengers in the first row of the colored section.
"Hey, move to the back of the bus."
That was the last straw.
But why didn't you tell the bus driver you were sitting in the right place?
He knew I was in the right place. But in those days, Senko, if the bus driver wanted a colored person to move, he would call the police and have them removed.
No, the police?
That's right. But at that moment, I knew I was sitting in the right section, and me and all the other black passengers did not move. The bus driver shouted again.
"Hey, y'all better make it light on yourselves and let me have those seats."
I did not feel that I would make it light on myself by moving. Our mistreatment was just not right, and I was tired of it.
That was the real last straw, huh?
That's right. Well, the more we gave in, the worse they treated us. I knew there was a possibility of getting hurt, but someone had to take the first step, so I made up my mind not to move. The driver shouted,
"You gonna stand up?"
And I said, no, I am not.
Well, then I'm gonna have to call the police.
You may do that. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round, ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. All of the other passengers got off the bus and I was all alone. I was ready. In a few minutes, the policeman came and I asked him, why do you push us around?
Gal, I don't know, but the law is the law, and you are under arrest.
I sat there and waited for them to take me away. Just like a tree that's planted by the water, we shall not be moved.
Did they take you to jail?
That's right. And I was thinking that what I was doing was very important. More important than anything else was, it was time for them to stop doing what they were doing. And I was ready to do my part. I woke up this morning with my mind set on freedom. Well, I woke up this morning with my mind set on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind set on freedom. Hallelujah. 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 And when I got out of that jail cell, members of the NAACP and others all came together to support me. And one day, all black people decided that they were not going to ride on those buses anymore.
Really?
Yep. Now, this was the beginning of the Montgomery bus boycott. It was a time when people came forward to work together, to change things. We shall ride in peace. We shall ride in peace. No more segregation and discrimination.
No more unfair treatment.
No more colored section. We shall ride in peace someday. No more bad treatment anywhere.
No more riding on segregated buses.
Oh, deep in our hearts, we do believe we shall ride in peace someday. And many others began to want to fight for their rights as well. When Martin Luther King became a part of the movement, he spoke one afternoon at the Hope Street Baptist Church.
My brothers and sisters, I'm so happy that Rosa Parks took a stand for justice. We stand before you today ready to fight for freedom. We have sometimes given our white brothers and sisters the feeling that we like the way we were getting treated. But we come here tonight to say that we will not be patient with anything else less than freedom or justice.
It was words like that that guided many of us through the trials and tribulations of fighting for our rights. And we did not ride on those buses for one whole year.
Whoa.
And because of that, those laws were struck down. And all the riders, black, white, yellow, green, purple, could sit wherever they wanted to from then on. The buses were legally integrated. And I took me a little ride. Just to make sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.